Kia ora! Hello team! Oh my goodness, we're so excited to be back streaming. You have no idea how excited we are to be back and streaming after a small delay. Small, tiny delay of just not being able to quite do the live stream last time, and then a whole lot of technology issues which led to a late episode, and we do apologize for that, crew. We hope today is all back on deck and our technology all behaves, and we're all excited and stoked and already complimenting the Uddies apparently in chat, so well done. Apparently I should have got on the Uddie train. Anyway, kia ora and welcome back to Fate of Isen Book 2. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast made by a bunch of Kiwi comedians, proud members of the Kiwi RPG Kiamu Whakatau o Aotearoa tabletop role-playing from New Zealand. We korero paki, we tell some jokes and hopefully save the world while we have a whole lot of fun along the way. And it literally says on my sheet, watch Amy for pinging issues. And I have to stop myself from saying that every time. Anyway. Failed.
You said it.
So, thank you for joining us today. If it is your first time visiting Isen, then welcome. So good to have you here. And for all of our Fateys who are coming home, welcome back. It's great to see you again. We have a fun chapter of Water to get on telling you. We left it on a real cool note. I'm very excited to get into it. Without further ado, let me introduce my wonderful cast, not coast. I mean, we are coastal, but, wonderful cast of heroes to help me tell it. Let's meet the Sidebars. Take it away.
Whoa. I like chapters of water as a measurement of water. I've never heard that one before. Hi, I'm Jules. I've got this as an tune. I haven't tried for a while. I'm a bard. And that's my character. So I'm Bardley, and I play music sometimes. A little bit of a brat, sometimes a little bit of a bard. Did I say brat or Brad? Who knows? But let's go on to Erika.
Oh hey, I don't have a cool ukulele, and I'm also not in the cursed basement anymore. So here's hoping today's gonna be good. I'm Erika. I'm playing Taryn Grimm. She is a sorcerer, and she's real grumpy right now. She don't like the thing that we're going to be stepping into very, very soon. Over to you, Kasia.
Hello everyone, here's your favorite granny, the most vibrant, sexiest granny we've ever met. A druid, a half-elf, a pissed off granny who saw young people dispose of rubbish, not into the rubbish bin. Over to you, Jules.
I am your DM today. I am DM Jules, very excited, stoked to be here. I'm going to be helping guide this crazy crew of kind of heroes. We're getting there. Being heroic. Have we done heroic deeds? Some would say yes.
I drank some alcohol, some seaweed alcohol last session or two. That's pretty heroic, right?
Yeah, I mean, totally. And it all starts in a tavern after all. Yeah. Oh dear. But I am looking forward to getting started with where we left off. So, yes, where we left our heroes. Actually, Taryn was still swimming back to the ship to report on the close-up damage to the ocean that she had gone to go investigate. They saw a crew of sexy pirates across the way doing interesting things on shore, maybe dumping some treasure, and they were like, we're gonna go over and investigate what they're dumping, maybe steal it. That was kind of the vibe. And then Taryn went over for a closer look and discovered that nope, indeed they were dumping rubbish, trash, right into the ocean, into the northern seas.
Boo.
Bad. Boo. No good. So Taryn kind of is swimming back to the ship to report on all of this no good, trashy pirateness. And Taryn, you're processing this, rage, anger, all of the emotions. I mean, this is your home. These people are, treating it just so horribly, poorly. And you're probably putting together a lot of things right now with, what's happening with the ocean and that black gunky sludge that you can see building all on the seafloor here and sort of spreading outwards from these piles of environmental damage that they're doing here. And you're just so angry. And as you're processing all of this rage, you think about the last time that you were that angry. When you think back, and tell us a little bit about the last time that we saw Taryn just really pissed off and angry. And what was that? Tell me a little bit about that situation, what was going on.
So Taryn got really angry last time when she had to essentially flee her hometown to escape from mercenaries which had attacked the school that she was teaching in. So the school's called the Aquarium, and it's essentially a place to teach young students how to control and use and actually utilize their magics. So she'd studied there and had just become a teacher when some mercenaries had broken in, and her mentor told her to flee.
Yeah.
And so
as you're swimming away from this ship, it brings back all of those memories of, all the things that you had to leave behind last time, and that terrible, horrible swim as well. Not knowing what is happening behind you, but knowing you had to go, and leave your friends behind, the only place that you've ever known, to live, to study, to be, to grow up.
Couldn't even tell her family that she was going. She just had to get out.
Yeah, and so you're thinking back to that time when you were so angry, last time, and that's when it clicks with you. The water elemental last time was talking about a symbol. And at the time you kind of brushed it off and you were like, whatever. He's talking about a poppy and a music note that, doesn't really make any sense. But that's when you remember where you saw this last. And where was that you saw that symbol?
After thinking back on the mercenaries, they had the symbols on the chests of their lapels.
Yeah, so kind of emblazoned quite loudly. And at the time it probably didn't sink in, because, there was so much going on and it was mere
chaos and carnage.
Chaos and people yelling at you and telling you to do things and just everything, and you were having to run for your lives, and, so it's not something that you actively remembered. It's more of a subconscious floated to the top of your memory in that moment where you think about that symbol. And you've definitely come across this before. You don't know what the symbol is or what it means or where it might have been seen before. You're not sure. But you do have that very strong memory, link to this. As you climbing back onto the ship, still mad, and Bardley and Granny and Dexter are all standing there being so what did you see,
There's no treasure. There are pirates. They're dumping rubbish into the water. So that sludge that we saw, it's highly likely it's stemming from this sort of area. It's polluting the ocean, it's polluting my home.
What? That is antisocial behavior. Would they do this in front of their mums? We gotta do something.
Their mum's probably on the pirate ship.
Oh my!
It's probably
we'll do a concert. we'll do a folk music counter protest.
I'll write some signs.
Yeah, yes.
Or we go there and we're
T-shirts.
going to whip their butts with our wooden spoons.
Oh, you
right,
want actionable change?
I would.
We need to stop them.
I could still
and
write
Severin
a protest
agrees
song.
with me. Sorry, it's
Dexter.
And Dexter agrees with me.
Yeah,
Who's Severin?
he's like,
I made him
yes.
up, but he does agree with me.
He goes. Yes, I'm a monk, and I agree. That's what he sounds like.
And the brightly coloured twisted shell that has just been in this boat with you the entire time, a little face with little antennae pops out of its shell, and it's I also agree. Also,
Whoa.
I have a question. Is
did you come
beating
from?
people with wooden spoons quite common in Earthwalkers?
Yes. It's very common. It's actually one of the things that we like the most.
I actually also
It's more
have
frowned
only
upon
seen you
these
use
days.
spoons.
Look, in
Like,
my experience,
writing
it's
notes.
really common. Just
Okay.
as myself, Granny Sabinka, I have done this countless times in my life.
It's definitely
Interesting.
gone up in statistically since Granny joined our team, I think.
Like Gloria,
Like
Not
in
at
our
all.
Sean,
lives. Yeah.
absolutely fascinated with big, wide, eyes, like weird blinking that comes in from the side. Just wow.
I have a feeling her research methods are a little flawed, but
Gloria, you should,
We'll
you
see.
should take this back to the flow test and we'll install spoons into the army that defends.
Oh yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like this would be quite useful against other Earthwalkers.
I think
It
that's
was so-
smart because I've seen a lot of sea forks, but not a lot of sea spoons.
yes.
Yes, you're right. Correct.
And they're very good as oars.
I don't know how you're supposed to eat a full meal with just the fork, is what I'm saying. And sometimes you get a knife or two in a spear sort of shape, but there aren't enough spoons for. I guess you don't have a lot of soup underwater though.
Bardley, just remember that not all families can afford both spoons and forks, and we shouldn't look down upon them just because they can't. But I
I'm
would
so
say if
sorry,
you
I
can
didn't
afford
realise.
one, you should afford a spoon. It has more uses, in my opinion.
That's my bad. I didn't realize I was being water classist.
A little
that's
classist, yes.
a little
But that's
bit.
okay, because we're all learning.
I
and
think spoons for
growing.
everyone.
Yes,
Let them
Spoons
have
is a good idea.
spoons.
All
yes,
the spoons.
exactly.
Okay, Marie Antoinette. So I imagine
Marine
like,
Antoinette.
Yeah,
Marine.
Marine Antoinette. Yes.
Marina.
That's it. I did my pun. I'm out. Over.
Yeah, so I imagine as you're like doing this, you're kind of rowing in some sort of direction, either towards the ship or following the normal northward trajectory that you were on before.
We have to stop them.
We do. Yes.
Cool.
Do you want to
So
go
you're
directly
rowing.
to them?
Yeah, you're rowing towards them. You've got a few moments here because you're in this this small sort of row sailboat situation. So it's going to take you, a few minutes to sort of get close enough to actually do anything, like to be in hollering distance of these guys. So you've got a moment here to like talk or share or do anything you want to do as you're like rowing towards the thing.
Yeah, I reach into my pocket and you see me pull out this little like folded piece of paper, and it's folded into a little like mouth with 4 partitions, and I just I hold it out and I go pick a number, and you see there are numbers written on the piece.
Can I pick that one?
Yeah, you do it. What one? Sorry, say.
Oh, hang on. You said there was 4. I'll roll a d4.
Yeah, roll
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
a
First
2.
roll
Okay,
of the
Two.
episode.
cool. I go 1, 2, and you see me open up the middle of it, and as it opens up, inside there are more partitions. So there's about I want to say like 8 probably partitions.
Sure.
Right. Sounds about right. Sounds reasonable. Rolled a 5.
You're out of 5, alright, so I pick the number one that's the 5, and I flip it over, and on it says, please ask again later.
These Earth games are so much fun. I will try again later. You
Just
must
something to
show me
share.
how-
Just something to pass the time.
The 10 minutes.
The whole time I've also not been rowing.
Gloria, you need to try this.
I mean, you can't. Your fingers are
I'm
busy,
using my
right?
hands.
That's why we have Dexter, that's fine.
Yeah,
using his feet.
Dexter is trying to also teach Gloria Castachon to row, like, with the big claws, and is rowing, talking about how fascinating this is. Just
It's earth culture. Earthian culture. Land.
So
on
different.
top of the water. How curious.
Yeah, right.
So you get within holler distance if you are wanting to holler back, yell at these people.
Ain't no
before you-
holler back, girl. Hey.
Yeah.
E-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yes, they do seem to be throwing a crate of old bananas over the side, yes.
Disappointment.
Not the old bananas. Who knows what that potassium level will do to the ocean? You get some kind of massive King Kong fish situation.
I'm just picturing a fish with arms now. That's all.
Like a gorilla fish. Like it's got the arms and the legs, but the body is fish, and it's kind of hairy.
Yeah. Fully in my imagination.
Yeah.
That is
and
not a pretty
you
image.
can too. On this podcast, we encourage you to use your imagination to picture the things we're saying as well. Just for a fun treat.
Nice. Or draw it and send us a picture of what it looks like.
Even
That'd be
better.
nice.
Yeah. One imagines you might
like-
draw. Imagine before you draw, but you could imagine after you draw it too. That would
And
be
remember, it's either you or AI. Don't let AI win.
It's us against the machine, alright? It's Crash Team Racing. That means we as a team have to beat the machine.
Oh dear. Okay. So yeah, are you doing anything there, or are you just going to keep rowing towards this thing so you can pull up alongside?
I'm just gonna whip up my thorn whip just so it's like ready.
Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of ready a thorn whip. Yeah. They don't seem to be taking any notice of you currently. They're just going about their trashy business.
It's just one ship or multiple ships?
This one seems like it's by itself.
Ah ha ha! That's what I say.
Okay. Getting into the...
You went
So
there
on
from
the
Captain
way,
right?
are we going to mount an attack against these pirates? Is that the plan?
I don't know.
Well,
I literally
I
don't
would
know.
like
You
to
can
know
tell me a plan.
No, I'm asking my fellow players in character in the boat. I'm like, so what do we get? What's the plan? Do we have a plan of what we're doing while I'm rowing?
We're going to talk to them sternly, and if they don't listen, we're going to find their mums, and we're going to talk to them. And then they're going to talk to those guys, or we're just going to whip them with this thorn whip over here.
Well, I was
there a
like,
spoon?
wouldn't it be fun/funny if I misstepped over there and pushed one of them into the water?
That would be really funny.
Is that
yes.
pro a surprise attack?
Funny, but live littering. You're going to be littering the water with living...
We'll get them back
Well,
out.
it's a circle of life. Besides, like,
It's not littering when it's
organic
like
matter.
biodegradable and edible.
That's true. We'll get a
Exactly.
gorilla fish to come along and snap them up.
don't you
or a
bury
shark.
your brethren
Yeah.
in the ocean?
Yeah, I kind of hate that gorilla fish are a thing now.
They are. We're
now
making
canon.
stats for them. We're going to
The things
burst them
that
later
we have
on.
brought
Stick around.
into the world are not as cool as book one. Book one had furbirds. This book two has wetness
Gorilla
and
fish.
gorilla fish.
I love book 2.
Yeah, this is the electric boogaloo. We got to shake it up a bit, you know?
Oh.
Okay, so you're thinking about Misty stepping onto the ship and just kind of shoving one while Granny is readying Thornwhip for a stern talking to with a, with a follow-up.
I want to say something like funny and cool while I do it. Like, looks like
Are you
need to-
going to actually plan that, or do you just want
Yeah.
to go for it?
As the rowing happens.
I'm gonna state my intentions,
Okay, cool.
and then
What-
roll to see how
I
successful
am about
it
to
is.
push you into the water now,
Yeah.
and that's the funny thing.
No, I want to be like, I see. I don't even know if I'm gonna say something cool off the top of my head. But it's like, looks like you need to cool off, or
Well, I mean, that's literally got cool in it, so,
yeah, exactly.
very
And then,
cool.
and then, like, man overboard. I don't know, just like, do I say too many things? Okay, wait, I'm gonna roll. What
Oh,
am
look,
I?
some more trash goes overboard now.
I would
you
say
roll,
no more
what
dumping
is-
trash in the ocean, but I'm gonna push you into it now. That would be a good way, guys. Hey, everyone.
I like that you're like sitting in the boat, just like rowing, trying out like
We're just-
one-liners
yeah.
on the crew.
Running it by. We got a group, like, we got to use the power of the community here.
This is the ultimate sidebar, okay? But we're on the
Yeah, we're having sidebars. What I say, how we do it. It's something like, why don't you walk the plank? Trash. Push. What should I roll?
Hang on.
roll.
Taryn, what are you prepping to do? What is your piece in this plan?
Performance.
Currently, just going to be like, you can ask for consent to push them over first. Just
Nah.
Oh, honey, this is not this kind of situation.
I don't want
I
them
do
to
like
water
it's
them.
gone from having a stern warning to like yeah. Anyway,
I just
probably
think this
just
is
do
fun.
prepping.
It may not be appropriate, but
yeah. So you're.
I just think these are people on a boat and they probably know how to swim, and if they don't, they just didn't prepare for the profession they took up.
you're so right. If you didn't want to be in the water, then why were you dressed like a pirate? Honestly,
Exactly.
that's all I've got to say. That's not a good.
Exactly.
That's the wooden leg you're standing on. Okay.
No.
Just
No,
putting that
I
peg
just think-
right in the ground. Okay.
And tomorrow,
If they
Isen
can't
cancelled
swim-
by the Pirate Association.
Hey, listen, the Disney pirates, they did it first.
I think we did too many jokes now. I'm really sorry.
Let's stop.
Sorry, Jules.
Let's just be
I'll have to
D&D for
flag
this
this
podcast.
one for puns.
it's gonna be R-rated. Stupid. If they can't swim, then we will help them out of the ocean. Obviously, I just think it's.
Okay.
I think pirates shove people off the plank without their permission all the time, and sometimes you need to experience something yourself to understand why it's not okay.
Fight plank with plank.
You gotta fight
instead of
plank with
fire
plank.
with
That's
fire,
what I'll say.
right?
I'll say.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you gotta fight plank with plank, and then I.
And we are, in the meantime, we're already there, aren't we?
You're like down the bottom, and people are just kind of looking over the side of the ship, and you guys pulled up beside it, and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And you look up,
Yeah.
and there's just like a dude looking down at you, going,
What should I roll?
"Err."
Intimidation? Do you think? Or
Well, I mean,
performance?
if your plan is still to misty step out of the ship and into wherever you are, wherever
I
you
haven't
wanna
changed
be.
plans.
That's
Yeah,
still
so the guy
surprising.
that's looking down at you is this tabaxi with this like white face but like black kind of eye mask almost, like right there. And he is sort of looking down. The other people, you can see like 3 other figures on the ship. One looks kind of like a big staunch orc. Yeah, orc
Stalk.
looking guy. Stalk.
Oh yeah,
is where it- yeah.
Stalk. Strong orc.
There seems to be a human wearing a hat with a feather in it. And then there is another, looks like kind of maybe an elf or something skinny and tall and elegant over on one of the other side of the decks, sort of prancing around and singing various shanties to himself. Like he's having a really good time. That's like the 4 figures on this ship that you can see. So who are you misty stepping to try and get the drop on?
The eye patch one. That was an option, right?
Nope.
There's a singing one. There's a tall one.
The first one you said.
the staunch orc guy who's
Yeah, the
just
stalk.
like muscles galore.
Yes.
You know, he's busting out of his, ripply,
Yeah,
billowy sleeve
the
shirt.
orc leather daddy, yes.
Yeah.
I'll try with him. Because
Okay.
he was kind of close to the edge of the boat, right? So that, yes?
Yeah.
No, maybe. Yeah.
Well, they're all kind of throwing stuff. They seem to be taking rubbish from this like netting that they've pulled up to the top of the ship, which is
Yeah.
coming from inside the hull. So they've got one of those big openings on the top of the ship where it drops
I
down
reckon
into the
it's-
hull, and they've
It's a
pulled
case
it all
of
up.
like,
Yeah.
he's probably the one that's most able to be big and muscular. Yeah, damage. And he has an opportunity to use his weight against him. His big muscles will help gravity-wise pull him over the boat, I think.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So that's what you're doing. Granny, what are you doing in this craziness? Because you guys, they're not expecting to be like attacked, talked to, anything here. So you're going to get like, some kind of action before everything kicks off.
Yeah, well, knowing Bradley's plan, I'm going to stand arms akimbo with my whip and thorn whip, and say, "Hey, didn't your mum tell you not to litter?" and just try and draw their attention so the pushing goes smoothly.
Okay.
So
Because, you've got
my
that
thing.
tabaxi with the black eye mask.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, little Tabaxi, have you been perchance rescued by a very handsome man as a little child from the lake? Because you look so familiar. But anyway, I digress. The thing that I said before.
Okay. And Taryn, what are you up to?
She's getting ready to board the ship because she can't Misty Step. She's gonna have to climb up. She's just prepping herself to.
Yeah, they look
Get up
like
there.
they've got a bit of netting, like tossed down the side, where it would be pretty easy to launch yourself at and climb up. Yeah. Yeah, so you can kind of start heading over to that.
How high is it, like from our boat to the deck?
Not that high at all, actually. Only about, sort of 10 feet. Yeah.
Okay,
So
10
pretty
feet's
easy to climb up, especially with that rope hanging down. So, yeah.
So can I have a quick question? Because I see a lot of used up spell slots. Have we rested?
Yes, you would have rested on the ship. It's just that don't forget that you're still some hit points down from being damaged permanently until you fix that.
Sorry, just would affect what I do.
Yes, that's fair.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So Taryn races for the side of the ship. Dexter is trying to sort of tie anchor to something and is trying to figure that out. Gloria Crostachon is currently sitting there confused as to what's happened and is taking notes about like customary Earthwalker greetings and just sort of, recording what's going on. Okay. Bardley, you appear behind this orc who is hanging out near the edge because heard weird voices arguing about which one-liner they were going to be using.
Yeah, looking over down into the water just like we planned.
Yeah, so you do have a chance to hoof this guy into the ocean. It is going to be an athletics check against his strength saving throw to see if you can kind of, beat his strength to stay on the ship.
A 17. Unnatural 17.
Oh, that's not good for you. I rolled an 18 and he has a +4, so he rolled a 22. As you kind of shove, and you shove good. Like, you feel really good about the shove. You've got good momentum, you've got good surprise, and you just come up against an immovable object. And he just turns to look
I've made
at
a huge
you and
mistake.
sort of grins. And he's like, I've been called a lot of things, but huge mistake is one of them.
Bad? No.
And Granny, like, you yell what you yell, and you go to thorn whip this. I mean, the
I guess I'm
tabaxi's
gonna
right
try
there.
and catch the tabaxi's leg and try and pull him in as well.
Yeah, cool. All right. So thorn whip requires me to roll a save, right?
Probably. Dispels damage, increases. No, yeah, I just whip.
You
It's
just whip?
just an attack.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, 11 to hit.
11 does not hit.
Oh no.
No.
You're doing so good.
It's
So
kind
I'm
of
just
like
going to.
Yeah, whips dramatically next to him.
Yeah, I pretend this was my intention. I'm like, ha ha! See? I'm not just a granny, I am an environmentally conscious granny! Ha ha ha! I don't know why I said that. I feel bad about it now.
And he goes, I wouldn't have called you a granny. You're so young for your age.
Oh, thank you.
You're so young for your age.
Oh, stop it. But also, stop it! Stop what you're doing!
Which leaves Taryn, you scramble up the side of this deck and you see yes, you see Bardley come up against an immovable object. You see Granny's whip
Is it an immovable rod, or are you just happy to see him?
Yeah, pretty much. You see Granny's thorn whip go flying past this tabaxi, and you also see the dancing kind of happy, very traditionally pirate-looking elf, and then the human with the giant hat with the feather in it.
Love a feather. Is there a feather sword?
How happy is the pirate?
Yeah. Is he wiggling all over the place?
He looks pretty happy.
Yeah. Can I make him less happy and cast Witch Bolt at him?
The feathery guy?
Feathery guy. Feathery human.
Yes. Perfect.
I am angry and he looks like he's in charge.
That kind of makes sense, I guess. We haven't had a conversation to find out, so...
I'm just angry.
He's got a hat.
24.
Nice, yeah, 24 is a hat.
Taryn's gonna gather, because we determined that it was sort of overcast last time, so she's gonna get every sort of charge in the air that she can muster and flick a witch bolt towards him for 11 lightning damage. And it's a concentration, so it stays up as well. So it's just holding the lightning there.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so as, this happens, and they have kind of a second to gather themselves and try and respond, roll me a quick initiative as you scramble after that to see who reacts first after this, surprise round.
It is 8.
I got 3.
7.
Apparently not you guys.
We're just shocked.
We got good initiative.
At least I'm not
We
last.
got bad initiative.
I got terrible initiative.
We got no initiative at all.
I forgot I'd had haste. Who wants to be hastened?
Too late for that. That's a spell you're going to cast.
I know.
So, Taryn, you see this, you assume the captain, guy with a hat with a feather in it, and he pulls out this feather out of his hat, brandishes it in front of him like it's a sword, and starts kind of waving it in your direction as he does these weird sort of dancey
Sorry, does he
moves.
wiggle it? Or wave
He does. He just kind of wiggles and waves himself towards you.
He can't take reactions though. I've just reread the spell. So
yes.
is this dancing a reaction?
No. He seems to be having his turn. So
he's not just convulsing with electricity.
It does probably kind of look like that, but he is just having a good time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And he wiggles this feathery weapon at you.
Shaman.
And you feel like your feet start to lift off the deck. Roll me a wisdom saving throw against being floated up into the air.
I don't know.
It's like some kind of
feather
feather
good.
thing.
Like opposite feather fall?
Yeah,
Wow.
feather rise.
How's a natty 1?
Oh, good.
Plus
okay,
0.
Well, to be fair, this could be good for you. You don't know. Roll me a d6, and let's see as this cold wind kind of blows, and you see the sails all flutter, and this very chilly wind seems to be coming off the Northern Isles, which does make sense, they're not
that's a
cold,
5.
but... Okay. As water pulls out from all around you, and just sort of covers you, all over you. You're still able to breathe, because, you can breathe underwater anyway, but you don't feel like you're breathing underwater. You just feel coated with water.
This is weird. What's going on?
Yeah, mechanically you're still going to float up into the air, but you now have +2 on your AC for the next turn until the water goes away. So, yeah. As chaos takes over.
How do we always roll the same effect?
I don't know, but that's baby's first
Every
chaos. First official chaos. Training wheels are off.
Training wheels are
They go
off.
up so fast.
Yes, so that happens. It kind of floats you up, and you sort of start lifting up, kind of, maybe about 30 feet in the air right now, sort of hovering, still below maybe the, what do you call that? The crow's nest or whatever of the sails, but sort of halfway up the sails there, hanging on around near where the first crossmast is. Yeah.
Should I roll concentration check for my spell?
Well, you haven't actually taken any damage that would make you be not concentrate-y, so you're just floating.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so, and then that was the 18, the 17. Panda looks down at Granny. He goes,
It's so nice to meet you. I was hoping to make new friends, but, well...
He jumps down next to you and he goes,
if you're going to be mean about greeting us, I'm going to have to take you captive.
He tries
I
to
think
grab...
we've approached the situation wrong, team. Who decided to come in so aggressive? Who was that?
He tries to, like, hug you in a big, giant bear hug, basically.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he's going to try and... He's basically trying to attack you with a grapple. He
Roll to hug
gets...
To lean into the hug.
He gets a 15 to try and hug you. How do you feel about that?
Is that against my armor class?
It is against your armor class.
Well, I feel like, he's so charming that I just lean in and get into the hug. I mean, I can't resist a good...
Yeah. So
good
you
hug.
are now grappled. It doesn't mean too much, but you feel like it could get a lot tighter. Like, he could squeeze a lot harder, and then it would be more than just grappled. It might be, like, closer to restrained or incapacitated or things like that. But right now, you are just grappled. So you still have a bit of freedom to do things. Yeah. 17. Back down to 11. The dancing elf gets a little bit more serious and pulls out a rapier out of their, their, what do you call that? Sword pouch thing?
Scabbard.
Scabbard! Thank you! I'm totally smart and great and prepped for everything.
That's so good.
No, you got it. You got it.
So he's waving this around, and there's almost nobody on deck at the moment because Granny's still down in the boat and Taryn seems to be floating halfway in the air. So turns to Bardley and is like, "Oh, shiver all of my timbers! You are a landlubber, you scoundrel!" And is trying to attack you with this rapier, being, "Oh, yes!" Like, very poncy sounding. And rolls a 2 on the dice. I think even with its attack of a +6, that is not going to do anything. So he tries to, like, swipe you and he goes, "Oh, bother! I'll get you next time!" But
So polite.
is standing on the other side of Mr. Unmovable Orc. Who isn't fast enough to have a turn yet. So, Granny, it is your turn. You find yourself hugged very tightly by a very soft-furred tabaxi whose face now reminds you a lot of a raccoon. So...
Oh no!
Trash Panda!
I mean, as nice as this is, little wonderful person, I just can't... I don't think we are on the same page here, and I turn into an octopus and hopefully slink out of the hug.
Like, all the tentacles just kind of winding their way downwards.
I just turn into this, like, malleable mass, and I flop, and hopefully...
A purple one, right?
If...
Leaning into the Wiggles vibe.
Of course, with a little flower
Top hat.
crown.
Yeah.
And I try and, if I may, in the same term, I don't think I can, but maybe, can I just try and, like, slink into the water and grab the leg of the raccoon and try and pull them with?
Okay. All right. Okay, so to escape a grapple is an action, I think, but turning into an octopus, I think we can kind of null and void that. So that was your bonus action, right? To turn into a wild shape. So your movement is to slip down him, and then you want your action to be to grab him and try and pull him into... Yeah. Okay, so roll me an athletics check to see if you can reverse grapple this guy.
Athletics. I don't know how strong octopi are, so I rolled a 15. I feel like that's fair because it's a -1. There you go.
They gotta be strong.
15
they can
altogether.
open jars and stuff.
They go
that's
through pipes.
stronger than me
Yeah.
some days.
Apparently quite strong because
Feel that.
it was more than a strength check to stay standing. So you have this like tabaxi kind of sliding out of the boat and into the water. The whole boat's kind of tipping. Gloria and Dexter and they're being like, whoa, as this tabaxi. And it's like, no, I hate the water that gets me wet. And it's like hissing and cursing and scrabbling at the ship, to try and stay on board, and it's slipping slowly into the water.
my
That's
fingers.
Granny's turn. Bardley, you find yourself up again. This orc hasn't had a turn, but has turned around to just kind of face you and is looking directly down at you, right in its chest area,
I want to redirect my attention to the to what just happened, and I'll just rip out my rapier as well, and I'll be like, "Scoundrel, I am! Ha! Ha! Have at you!"
Amazing.
And I try to engage. I want to try and You know the fencing move where you do a little twist around and you try
Disengage.
and you get their little sword out of their hand and it goes flying into the mast. Yeah.
I was going to say, I was about to try and pretend to talk fencing terms, but I realized we've got a professional fencer in the podcast with us, and I will just look like an idiot.
I learned to do swords.
Yeah, please feel free to correct anything we're about to say,
Absolutely.
Erika.
No, I'm gonna keep mum now.
Because I'm like, what's the one that's called a riposte?
Yeah. Can I do some fun and fancy free footwork, please?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Permission granted.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I will try and roll for that, actually.
Yeah. So are you trying to attack this elf, or are you trying to perform to do things, or are you trying to dex check to kind of get rid of his sword? What are you trying to do here?
Yes. I think I'm attacking. But
Okay, cool. Roll to attack.
yeah. So I got a 19 and I'm plus 7 to hit with this, so that's 26 to hit.
Yes, definitely. So as you hit this dude, you feel like the studded leather breastplate that he's clearly wearing underneath his shirt and stuff, you manage to hit that, but it just goes straight through. You find the bit where the leather breastplate is not, and you're drawing blood.
I just stabbed him.
Yeah.
No contest is what happened. He went, you scallywag.
No.
And then I went,
yeah, you're doing the fancy thing, and he's so distracted that you actually get through. You toss his
why am I such
rapier
a
to the
menace at
side
the
and
moment?
just, yeah.
I'm
So how much
blood.
damage do you do?
It's 9.
Okay. He
yeah.
goes down to one knee and grabs because it's probably hair on his shoulder area, somewhere under his arm where the breastplate kind of has a, and he's like, oh, and you can see blood kind of pouring out of the wound, and he's sort of grabbing it and is like, ow, that hurts,
And as I do it, I'm like, well, you're hurting Mother Ocean with your dumping, with your illegal piracy and dumping. This is what the ocean feels like, and I
am going to tell my father on you all. This is Flotsam and Jetsam will hear of this. I am the captain of this ship, and this should not be happening. He's very mad about it.
I want to kind of look at the orc guy while this is happening and be like, come on, Stork, you seeing this? This is who you're putting challenge.
The orc looks down at you and gives you a look of something. Roll insight to see what the look is.
I'm rolling insight. Where's my insight? There it is. I'm rolling insight. Oh, I have plus 0 to insight. Okay, 14 insight.
Okay. With a 14, you think it's as kind of maybe close to an eye roll. In kind of in league with you. Yeah, I know. Yeah. a little bit of that.
Okay, I'm
Can't
getting
read
a
much
vibe.
past
I'm getting a
that,
vibe.
but you can definitely see that emotion of, ugh.
I'm sure he doesn't really want to share too much with the person who tried to push him into the ocean anyway. I understand.
Also, yeah,
You gotta be kind of loyal to your captain, even if he's a bit of a ponce.
yeah. And he looks down at you because it's his turn, and he goes, "Yeah, you do." And then just like draws a big ass sword that looks like
sword.
it's it looks like it's dripping with some kind of green gooey gunk. And goes to slice you. So he is rolling an attack. Like he almost looks apologetic about this, you know?
Yeah.
But he gets an 18 to hit.
Yeah. That
does
would hit.
6 slashing damage to you, but roll a Constitution saving throw.
And
he goes,
the green sticky stuff.
He goes, "My name's the Brick, by the way, and I'm gonna make you roll a con save."
It's 6.
Okay, yeah. You failed the con save. You failed
I
Brick's
figured.
con save. So you are poisoned with the poison
fine.
that is on this blade. And currently you are paralyzed. You find yourself being like, just like very still. He's like, "Just hold still, it won't hurt as much." And you're just like, "I got no choice."
Ain't that just the way?
Yep. Taryn, the water sloshes away from you, and you find yourself sort of like still floating off the edge of the deck there. What are you doing?
She's gonna yell, "They might seem nice, but they're still dumping across the boat. We need to stop them." Don't listen
They
to
may
the
seem nice,
Ponzi.
but I'm still dumping them.
You were hot until you were trash.
Yeah.
No,
Get out my
Bottom.
ocean. I've still got Witch Bolt up, so I'm gonna keep fire Witch Bolt again. And then I'm gonna pull it back just at the point of unconsciousness. So depending on how many hit points they have, I don't wanna kill, but I wanna
I'm following
seriously maim.
you. Cool. So how much damage does it do this time?
10.
Yeah, this guy here that you're firing at, Mr. Feather Hat Sword guy, seems to be fine. Like, he doesn't seem to be taken down particularly in health by this.
Cool.
Unlike what you saw the self-proclaimed captain to be, taken down by, he looks seriously injured. So far, everybody else looks chill, apart from the Tabax, who really does not want to be in the water. He will have to roll a concentration check to keep you floating in the air, which he passes easily. So you are still floating. It doesn't seem like he's able to send you any higher, so there must be like a limitation on the thing. He's just kind of like wiggling you around a little bit now, so you're just kind of like dancing around in the air, floating like a feather.
Nice.
Yes. All right, which leads us
that's me.
back to the top. Okay, so Feather Sword, he is going to keep doing that, and he is like, "I am first mate Feather Sword, and you will be detained."
Why do you wear the captain's hat?
Yeah, where's the
Honestly, is
captain?
any going to believe that guy? And as he kind of like gestures with this feather over to you, go, "What?" You're being like yoinked through the air.
Tumbling.
They're like, "Oh, sorry," yoinks you back. Just kind of constantly flying through the air. It is Panda. Trash Panda's go. He is going to try and not be pulled into the ocean because he does not want that. He's going to slash kind of crazily with his claws and stuff at the octopus tentacle wrapped around his leg. He gets a dirty 20 to hit the octopus. How is that
let's
going?
see. Octopus, it's definitely going very, very well for the trash panda.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we're doing... it's only 6 piercing. Only 6 piercing for the octopus as he takes that damage, but like... kind of like all to the tentacle, sort of letting him wriggle his like leg loose a little bit and kind of pull himself back onto the small boat. where Dexter and Gloria Crustashorn are trying their best, but just sort of, kind of trying to hold him still and try and take him out of the fight as much as they can. Which brings us to Danger. Captain Danger. He's like, I am Captain Danger, and this is Flotsam and Jetsam's ship, and your rubbish is our business. What are you doing here? You are out of line. And then he realized he's talking to someone who is completely paralyzed and completely unable to answer the question. And it's like, bother! Sort of stomps over to where he can see Taryn, like, miles in the air being flung around by, like, Feathersword. And he's like, you up there! Feathersword! Hold them steady! Oh my goodness, it's like chaos around here.
Our business is your rubbish. Just getting flung around.
Yeah, and it's like, he's just like, what are you doing here?
You're polluting the ocean.
Our best.
We're trying so hard. Just let us have this one thing.
Yes, we're polluting the ocean. We have a license to do so.
Says who?
Says all of the people who sign our contracts to take their rubbish and dispose of it.
And what about us who live in the ocean?
Well, I didn't know there were people living in the ocean.
Do you do no research?
Why would I do research?
Because you're the son of the conglomerate who's of Flotsam and Jackson.
Oh no, I think
If
you've
you
got
don't
that
do it-
quite wrong. I'm captain of this ship because I am son of the Speaker of Port Bellas.
Why is the speaker sending his son out?
Oh no, he's just doing this to give me leadership skills. I'm going to be able to come home and be the next Speaker of Bellas.
Nepo
Shouldn't
baby.
you be having speaking skills, though?
Oh, my speaking is rather good, don't you think?
No.
No, I don't, says Granny, because she actually dropped to 0 hit points as and is Granny again.
Yes, Granny again. So this kind of conversation probably takes place over his turn. He's not actually necessarily doing anything. He's just, maintaining a status quo. He's just trying to figure out what on earth is going on. And he begins to instruct his team to, like, restrain these people and throw them in the brig or something. Do we have
Throw them in the bin.
Throw them in where we keep
That's what you
the
should have
trash.
done with the rubbish. That's what you should have done with the rubbish. You should throw the rubbish in the bin.
Yeah, so you're slowly being bundled towards the hull, kind of where trash is. I mean, we'll...
Not the trash hole.
Yeah. You'll basically have a round to kind of try and sort this. Like, Taryn, you're being held in the air. Bradley, you are completely paralyzed, but both of you seem to be heading straight for the trash hole, where all the rubbish is coming out of.
I feel like there needs to be a pirate song right now. I'm like, trash hole, put them in the book. We are pirates, yo-ho. Like that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Sung by the Brook. I am the Brook, and I put it in the hole. It's trash, and it goes in the hole.
I love dubstep.
I am the Brook. And he's just, like, singing his little song to himself. Just, absolutely. Yeah, and he's just pushing Bardley. You probably, like, appreciate his little song that he's singing as he pushes you
I
into
can't
the hole.
move, but I'm, like, enthusiastically drooling, I guess.
Yeah. Granny, it is your turn. So you have un-octopused and gone back into Granny. You're floating around in the ocean currently.
Oh, okay. In which case, I would like to be like, you would hit an old woman? No manners? No schooling? No. I need to whip you into shape, and I would like to
Whip him?
cast
Nope.
Moonbeam.
Like that, you're like, I need to whip you into shape. Moonbeam.
And I whip.
This is not on, and this has to stop right now. I'm going to Moonbeam him.
Nice.
The Tabaxi. I'm sorry, little fluffy friend. Yeah, and I'm like, rah! And then there's the light comes down on the tabaxi. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you have not learned your lesson.
Yeah, so Moonbeam damages them on their turn?
When they enter, so I guess when I bring it down on him,
Yeah,
that
okay,
means 2d10 radiant damage. Why wouldn't I cast things? Oh, sorry. I can't use things. I'm sorry. There you go.
I believe in you.
There you go. There is
In the heart of the cards.
14 damage.
14 moonbeamy damage.
Yeah.
And he sort of hisses and, curses and tries to get out of the burny light.
One
Does not-
feels that
Into
the
the
moon
water,
might
hopefully.
be more powerful over the ocean, even.
In the daylight.
It
yes.
still controls the tides at daytime.
Does
It's
the pirate become a
fine.
skeleton?
You know what? The boat bounces a little bit. There you go.
Okay, I like it. I'm here for it.
Bardley, paralyzed you are for a minute. There is no saving throw,
paralyzed,
so
I
you
am.
are just paralyzed for a minute. It'll wear off in 60 seconds, or now 52 seconds. But yeah, you're pretty much unable to do anything.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything I can do unless I'm moving in some way.
Yeah. So you are being pushed towards the hull.
Yeah, I'm in my head. I'm taking the song that's being sung, and I'm like thinking about adding it into our like a breakdown in our adventure song.
A con save, cause I am the brick.
I'm so inspired.
Yeah.
Something about a brick and a wall. I think there's something here that's so good.
So he just hifts you down, and you tumble down into the darkness because he has his turn now. And so he pushes you in. You tumble down into the darkness, and you land on a nice, soft, squishy something or other that smells really bad. You have landed in the hull of a trash ship. It's not going to be pretty. You can already feel like things getting slushy and sticky and icky, and it's.
I don't like that I'm paralyzed for this. I mean, like, in general, that's not a fun way to be, but especially when there are, like, bugs and rats that could be crawling about in that, and also what the sludge has done, and also I'm worried. Because I absorbed that stone power, and what if this stuff corrupts me through that, with that? I don't know. Anyway.
Entirely possible.
No.
Taryn,
No.
as you're floating in the air, trying to get this guy to stop concentrating on floating and put you down on the ground. You're not feeling like it's going to stop anytime soon. It does also seem to be a time limit situation where you're just going to be controlled under his float for a while. You're not sure.
No. I would like to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep. So
You got one spell last session, and that's what I'm going to use.
Perfect.
Smart.
So talk to me about Dispel Magic.
Choose one object, creature, or magical effect within range. Any spell 3rd level or lower on the target ends. Any
Perfect.
4th above is an ability check with the spellcasting ability.
Okay, it is 3rd level, so this spell just ends and you come crashing down. Unfortunately, he has held you over the top of where the hole is, so yes, you release, but you come crashing down into the hold, but you are not held. You have the ability to move on your own steam and do things, and you manage to avoid crashing down on top of Bardley, just changing your trajectory at the last second to land.
A little bit of wind gust just to push.
Yeah, on a slightly less trashed looking space.
I never thought it would be after Hamlet left that we became Team Stink.
Entirely true.
Stinky team.
And as first mate Feathersword slams down the top gate on this hull and looks over the side at a poor elderly granny who is fiercely fighting a tabaxi. I think that's where we're going
She feels
to.
bad about it.
Yeah, I think that's going to end our episode. So we have to come back to see if Granny can rescue our heroes from the hull of a trash pirate ship. And that's the end of the episode. Oh my goodness. So much fun.
Broadness.
Oh, yep. I mean, Granny, you got a lot of work to do out there by yourself. And who knows what's in the hull of that ship. So it's pretty gross down there.
I will
Nasty.
sort it out, because grannies
Super
can
granny.
do more than you think.
Grannies can do more than you think.
They can.
So, thank you so much for joining us on our adventure today. We really hope to see you back here again. If you are listening to this on the podcast app of your choice, maybe come along to a live stream to catch the action directly as it happens. You can see all of the funny visual cues and all of the facial expressions
And
as
our
I drop.
beautiful faces.
Yes, and you
Oh,
can
like
see
this.
how to do the official Isen greeting, which
Yeah.
is, all of that.
And a
we stream.
secret handshake that we definitely have and do every time, but only visually. So you gotta check in. You gotta come see it.
Yes, we stream every second Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. NZDT, and we would love to see you there. Many amazing people are involved with the production of this podcast, and I am incredibly grateful for their hard work and dedication every single episode. So I want to give a big shout out to my partner in crime, who I also saw in chat tonight, Brad Zimmerman, editor of the polished episodes you hear and responsible for the design of World of Isen itself. Thanks to Amy Wood Art, our glitteriest moderator. She keeping our live streams chat a wholesome and hilarious place to be, and our world well illustrated, which is amazing. Thanks to Haunted Sandwich also for the character art that you see for our sidebars, and Isen Messer Photography for capturing our players in real life. We are proud members of the Kiwi RPG, and we encourage you to go visit their website to find other Kiwi creators that you need to know about. We also are big supporters of BD&D, game store in Petone, and a massive presence online. Catch us soon for launching B Adventure, which your girl's going to be DMing games in person and games online. So very exciting, very cool, and big news coming about that to Petone at the end of the month for a live event where you will be able to get your own beer and have your adventure start in a tavern, thanks to Balin's Brewery in Petone. So very excited about that. So of course, this podcast would not be able to keep going without our Patreons, who keep the lights on in Isen HQ and make the Fate of Isen Discord a delightful home on the internet. And we are incredibly grateful for your support. The things that we can do because of your support is enormous. Basically, this podcast doesn't cost me money out of my own pocket to keep running because of you. So you're fabulous people. So huge thanks to Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Kristen Goodwin, Sam Malcolm, Kay, Victoria and Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Violet, Squish the Guy Who Doesn't Talk in an Audio Only podcast, Alexandra Lakehides, Andrew Evans, Chaos the Fox, Jared from the Indie Film Review podcast, Ezekiel, Tara Borelli, The Gamatron, Christian H, Sam Sarah, Disturbed One, NZ, sometimes Marlock, occasionally Dingle Floof, but always the human servant of the real life Wen of the Forgotten. Lyndon Hood, come on you Nicks, Erika Jane, Steffi James is awesome, Penny D from the Terrible Adventures of the Janice and Brayford's Parchment Company podcast, and another podcast to come really soon. Keep posted. Aaron Gilgren, Robin McLean, Mochi, Torchy Barkai, Danielle the Tea Lady, Lady of the Tea, and Liz from Movie Reviews in 20 Qs. We love you all so dearly, so thank you very much. And you too, listening out there, can be a Fatey for as little as $2 a month, join the exclusive Discord, and become one of the fans that I now consider friends. And some of them even know where I live, which is crazy. And before we go, I wanted to remind you that if you have a hankering...
In a non-scary doxy way.
In a non-scary kind of way, if you have a hankering for more dice in your life, head on over to our partners, fanrolldice.com, and use the promo code FATEOFISEN, and you can get 10% off your entire order. So have a sweet dice discount on us, because we love you, And last but not least, big thanks to the people that I could not do this podcast without, because it would just be me doing this the entire time. I will pass it over to them to let them say their goodbyes and tell you where to find them so you can follow them uncreepily on all of the socials. Take it away, Sidebars.
Yes, hello and goodbye. I was Jules Daniel and I continue to be so. I play Bradley Bardley. If you want to see me outside of the podcast, you can find me on Instagram under Jules Daniel, which is almost my name, and on TikTok under Jules Daniel NZ, which is also almost my name.
That's true. It is almost.
Cool. Hi, I was Erika. Also, still am Erika. So that's just JD said too. I was Taryn Grimm today. You can find me on Instagram at EricanoJayne or Aurora Night _cosplay for whenever I decide to upload stuff to that. Cool.
And I have been Kasia Czarkowska-Guzuik. And I do not continue to be that. I am now going by Kasia Wayfinder, and I do not have social, but I will. So look out for that. And thank you so much for being wonderful people. And also, thank you, Jules. We love you.
Oh,
Yeah. DM
thank you.
Jules.
I love you guys too. I really do.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm Jules. You can find me on all the socials on Julz Burgisser mostly, or Jules from NZ on the places that let me have that. I know it's like kind of weird to just announce the country I'm from, but it seemed easier because they both ended with a Z, so that was fun. So let me get out of here. Inohora ka kite ano aroha nui. Goodbye. We'll see you again soon, and we love you loads.
Call your parents!
Bye.
Oh, you did it! Yay!
And your granny.
The one time.